What's up, guys? This is the Southern Roots Podcast. We are on episode number 11. We are slowly getting up there. We're going to try and get this thing to a whole bunch of episodes to the point where we got to break it up into seasons. That way we feel special. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
that's what the
If
big
we make it past the year, we're going into season 2.
we're going to season 2,
So
baby.
episode 53 will be season 2.
Yep, we'll start it over.
That's gonna be crazy.
That's going to be wild, right? It'll be here
Yeah,
before
that's
you
gonna
know
be
it,
fun.
honest to God. Like, time goes by so fast. Anyways,
I'm not
what's up?
I'm not gonna lie. I thought we had to delay it a week because I didn't know we was gonna get this podcast out this week.
I know
Yeah, that's true.
we're technically recording a day late. These guys wasn't feeling good earlier this week, so
Still aren't. So if you hear a bunch of coughing or cough drops getting unraveled, just pretend like you don't hear it.
Runny
Yeah.
nose,
Yeah.
the whole nine.
yeah, don't just mind your business. But yeah, we've got several social medias out, guys.
Yeah, the YouTube,
Yeah,
the TikTok,
yeah,
and Facebook, and Instagram.
Instagram.
We all just had a
Yeah.
total brain
yeah.
lapse.
We changed the order just the slightest bit, and we're just like a puddle of dumb.
What do we
What just
do?
happened?
Yeah.
So,
But like and comment on everything, all of our social medias. Repost our TikToks. We will always be putting notifications out on our Facebook page about when we're coming out with a new episode. Every single platform we try to post, once or twice a week on like TikTok and Instagram and what's the other one?
Facebook.
Facebook, yep.
YouTube, we only kinda
currently
do once a week.
working on a YouTube video.
Yes.
We can kind of get into that later on, but yeah, just like and comment on everything, subscribe. We'd really appreciate it.
Let's get right into this thing this week. It's already kind of late, so we're gonna get this thing up and running. So y'all went on y'all's quail hunt last week. Actually, this time
Yes.
last week, y'all had
Yeah.
already hunted and had what I was told a pretty banging dinner.
Dude, so
Yeah, it was.
I'm gonna go ahead and tell you, I don't know how many people have quail hunted or anything like that around here. This was mine and Seth and Dad's first time ever quail hunting. If you're going to go on a quail hunt and you don't know where to go, highly, highly, highly recommend Southern Woods Plantation. That
Oh, yeah.
place was top notch, dude.
It was
Yeah.
a blast.
Yeah, it was fun. I mean, the lodge was incredible. The food was even better. And from what I hear, I mean, of course, I don't know. So to me, it was great. The quail hunting was really good too. I
Yeah.
mean, the first day, me, Seth, and Dad hunted together. And we killed, what was it, 24?
21 or something like that.
21, 24, somewhere around there. So we got there that morning. We pull up, we go in there, and you go into their main lodge, and they have just about every animal you could imagine
Mounted.
mounted
Yeah,
in
you
there.
sent me a video of that, man. That thing was crazy.
Yeah,
looking.
those pictures are going to be up on Instagram. I've been slacking this week because I haven't been feeling good. They're going to be up by the time this podcast is out. So you'll be able to see all the pictures and some of the videos and all that stuff from there. But I mean, they had everything mounted. Like, they even had an elephant mounted.
Yeah, it was
They
nuts.
had a
yeah,
bench
you
made out
did.
of
That was
elephant.
crazy.
They had a bench made out of the elephant's feet.
You think they bought that
Um,
stuff, or somebody went and killed it that works there?
Well, they had to have bought some of it.
Yeah, there's
No, I know a
way.
lot of those bucks, or from what I was told, all of those bucks that were on the wall were killed in that county. Not saying they were killed
Yeah,
on that plantation, but they were killed in that county.
Yeah.
Is what we were told. But man, yeah, so we got there, and so we were just in awe of that.
Yeah.
Excuse me, sorry.
I think
But
within a couple minutes of y'all arriving, I got a Snapchat video of it. So
yeah, I didn't think it was gonna be like that. I mean, you walk up and it's just this big. It's like it's like a plantation house. It's like an old plantation
yeah,
house. And then they got Southern Woods Plantation painted on the concrete in front of it
Yep.
with the dog and all that stuff.
yeah.
And so right whenever you walk, and there's a big pond where you can go and shoot clay and everything right out front.
Oh wow.
So right whenever you pull up, you're like, wow, this place looks pretty nice. And then you walk inside and there's a little room, and you go around that room, there's a bar and then the lounge, and then there's another room with pool table. They got some poker tables in there and all the mounts and TVs all in that little lounge area.
Yep.
I mean, they have giraffes mounted,
Yeah.
zebra, bears. I mean, I don't think there's almost anything you could think of that they didn't have mounted. It was insane.
That's
So we
pretty
look
nuts.
at all that, and they tell us what cabin we're going to. So apparently they have like 3 or 4 cabins you can stay at that sleep like 12 people or 20 people each.
Good.
And so
Lord.
we were in like what was called the pond house. And so we follow somebody down there, walk in there, they got an albino deer mounted.
Big old buck.
Heck yeah.
Big ol'. So that's mounted in there. They got ducks and quail and
Pheasants.
pheasants mounted in there. There's a bar in there. They got right out the back door, there's a big old pond. They got like an outside fire pit. They got an outside cooking area. They got an outside bar. I mean, the place was freaking nice. So we go there, we unpack, and we had to come. So we showed up at like 11. Got checked in at 11:30 into our cabin. Lunch was at 12. We came back, did lunch, and because it was a work thing, they had to do like some little class.
Yeah.
So we sat through that class. That got over at like 1:30. And
Yeah.
they were supposed to pick us up for the hunt at 2.
With the work thing, was that like so y'all got invited by the storehouse, right? Or
Yeah,
what do y'all
the
call it? Supply house.
Yeah.
So did they invite several other like HVAC companies?
Yeah, there was
Yeah.
people from Florida, Alabama, Georgia.
Oh, so I didn't know
and
that.
I think, yeah, there was a bunch of people there.
Okay,
There was
cool.
probably, what would you say, like 50 to 60 people there?
Yeah, at least. It
Something
might
like
have been
that.
close to 70.
Oh,
There was a
wow.
lot of people there.
And they're all they
Um,
were all like HVAC guys.
Yeah, besides
Yeah.
people that work there. Yep.
Oh wow, that's insane.
They were either with that supply house or they were either worked for a company, owned a company, whatever it was. They were all there.
Okay. That's pretty neat.
So
I
yeah,
didn't know
they fed us lunch, and then we went and hunted. And that was our first time ever quail hunting. Our guide, man, he was super cool
Yeah.
and had some jam up dogs. I felt like I didn't realize how good his dogs were until my second hunt. We'll get into that in a little bit.
Yeah.
But his dogs would jam up, and Buddy was super cool. Like
Yeah, he was.
He would make sure that we got lined up. His dogs listened to him. They wouldn't move until he told them. It was watching those dogs work was probably one of the more impressive things
Most impressive thing I've seen in a long
during
time.
that whole hunt.
It was
Really?
it was a crazy.
That was a blast to watch. Yeah.
So is that gonna make you upset
And-
when we go duck hunting with Ruger?
I already knew that he was not trained nowhere near as well as he could have been. But I'll be honest with you, I haven't personally. I don't know a person that owns a dog that's trained as well as those dogs are.
Yeah.
Yeah, nah.
Well, when that's
They-
all
I mean,
they
it's-
do,
it was
I
insane.
mean, when that's all they do is,
So those guys have their own dogs. Like the guy that we have,
oh, really?
he owns 15 dogs.
Oh, wow. So he
Yeah.
trains like his own personal dogs. to
He
bring
trains
out.
his own personal
So they're
dogs.
not
yeah.
owned by the
And-
the plantation thing.
No.
Correct. And so he
Oh, wow.
knows his dogs really well too. So he knew when they were getting hot, when they were getting tired, he'd go and swap them out. But yeah, he was jam up, man. He was a blast to be around, joking with us the whole time, all that good stuff. His dogs were on point, literally, and like just metaphorically speaking. They did. It was really
Pun
impressive
intended.
to watch. Yeah, and so we got back. I don't know what 5:30, Seth, something like that.
Something like that, I guess. I'm not
Oh, so
even
the
sure.
hunt don't take long.
Well, it's we got to the thing at 2. They picked us up at like 2:15, and we were at our first spot at like 2:30, 2:40.
Okay, so about 2-3 hours. About 3 hours.
Yeah, roughly.
Okay.
It took us about 15 minutes to get from the lodge to where we were hunting.
Okay.
And so you ride on this little wagon type. They have a Jeep that's pulling a trailer that's got dog boxes on the bottom and then seats on top of it.
Yeah.
So you ride on there, and we went to 4 different spots. So the first spot took like 15 minutes to get to, and then every other spot was just a couple minutes
Like right there
to get to. So once we got there, we were pretty much hunting the whole time.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
But when we got back at like 5:30, we went and cleaned up, came back for dinner, and for dinner they fed us prime rib,
Which is
and a bunch of sides. And what was the dessert? I can't remember what the dessert was.
That one I think was cheesecake.
Yeah, that one was cheesecake.
Oh, buddy, I love cheesecake.
Cheesecake's my weakness.
I love some cheesecake, especially if it's good cheesecake. Like,
and they just had at each table. They just had like it was a whole plate of nothing but prime rib, a whole plate of each side. So you get as much as you wanted.
Oh, so they just like set it all on your table, and you're just like
on each table. There's like 10 tables in this room.
Jeez.
On each table. Yeah, I don't think there was a single table that finished everything. Like there was that much food.
Holy cow!
I don't think nobody ever.
Dude, that supply house dropped some money on that. Holy cow!
They dropped some money for sure.
For sure.
From what we were told, that the way they did it, because they paid for everything. Like we even got a hard cooler, which y'all see a picture of that says Southern Woods Plantation on it and all that stuff.
Yeah,
they paid for. Yeah, they paid for everything.
Holy. That's insane.
So from what I was told, it's like $1,500 per person for those 2 hunts.
Holy cow!
Like if you were to go and pay for it, of course they got a deal.
Yeah, they probably got a deal because they did so many people.
50, 60 people to it. But yeah, I mean it wasn't no cheap thing, that's for sure. But that place, I'm telling you, that place is first class, man. You got there, shoot clays. The food was fantastic. So we get done with that, and we're stuffed. We go back to the cabin, all that stuff. I mean, they had an open bar.
Literally.
So there were people there at the bars and all that stuff till like 4 a.m.
Oh my
god! Yeah.
Holy cow!
Drinking it didn't cost them anything. You just tipped the bartender.
Good Lord, that's insane. That's a lot of alcohol.
So yeah, we were in bed at like I was in my room and in my bed at like 9:30.
Yeah,
I was wiped out.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I was wiped out. And we got up at like 7 the next morning. They fed us breakfast. They had sausage, eggs, bacon, biscuits, grits. And is that it? I can't remember.
I think that is it on that one.
So that was our breakfast. And then our hunt started at 9. They picked us up. They come pick us up. I guess our guide, he may have, hit the drinks a little too much too. I don't know. He wasn't. he wasn't there that day. So they ended up having to split me, Dad, and Seth up. So I went with this group. I didn't know none of them, obviously. The first day I shot pretty good. Second day, I don't know if it was stage fright or what, but I did not shoot very good, buddy. It was pretty bad.
Don't look at me. I'm nervous.
Yeah, but my group in total shot 43.
Dang, it's a good thing you did miss.
Yeah, there wasn't many birds that got away. It would take me a couple extra shots to knock one down.
Ooh,
now there was one guy that was with us. I mean, he was like a sniper with it.
Really? So do quail fly fast,
impressive.
or are they slow flying bird? Is it similar to like a dove? I mean, I have no idea. I don't think I've ever seen a quail fly.
Much slower than wood ducks. I was kind of surprised at how they flew. What would get me is, so when the dog would flush them up, you may have like 4 or 5 that come up at one time.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so my brain doesn't work like that.
Yeah.
And so it'd take me a second to pick one out, and then next thing you know, 3 more or 4 more may fly up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so it can get kind of chaotic, but they don't really fly all that fast.
They fly weird. Like, I don't even know how to explain it though.
What got tricky for me is I'm super selective of my shots, especially when dogs are around.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And a lot of the birds, I didn't feel like were getting high enough for me to justify shooting Because
So you
like
didn't
if
wanna
I
hit the
look down
dog.
the barrel and
Yeah.
I could see that dog, I'm not pulling the trigger.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
It
hopefully
happened to,
nobody would.
that happened to
Oh no,
uh
my group, the second day, son. Well, it'd be just over the grass and they shooting. I'm like,
yeah.
golly.
I was surprised at some of the shots some of the guys took. My group wasn't too bad. There was one guy that would take shots that I would have never have took.
Yeah.
Obviously nothing happened. It all ended up being good, so no big deal. But I mean, there was at one point in time I had a quail come up and it started flying, and we were kind of at the bottom of a hill, and so it was flying right above the grass. So I pulled up and I'm looking down the sights, and right whenever I go to pull the trigger, I see the dog jump up like he's trying to get the quail. And I immediately just put my finger off the trigger and pointed my gun up.
Oh wow.
And the guy was like, "Oh, thank God." 'Cause, I mean, this dog. I mean,
Yeah.
there's no way the dog would have got peppered for sure.
Yeah. Which like that stuff probably wouldn't. It probably wouldn't kill the dog, but it would
No, he doesn't have a
definitely.
vet bill.
Yeah, he'd definitely have to take it to the vet though.
But that's where I was saying about the first guy's dogs were really, really good. This guy's dogs didn't listen nowhere near as well. So the other guy's dogs, once they flushed the birds up, they didn't really chase the birds.
No.
Gotcha.
This guy's dog would chase the birds.
Oh, that's dangerous.
Yeah.
A good way to get shot.
Good way to get shot. So we and I was with a couple of older gentlemen, and they got pretty wore out pretty quick. And so the guy kind of slowed down, which we smacked him, so it is what it is.
I'm
But
saying.
if we didn't have those two older guys, we probably could have done a little bit more because they were pretty beat like halfway through the hunt.
Oh wow.
It felt like the morning hunt lasted longer.
It did feel like it lasted long. It was like the same amount of time.
Yeah.
Seth, did y'all get a bunch of birds? Cause you said so. Y'all said y'all didn't hunt the second
We didn't
time.
hunt together. No, we didn't hunt the second time together.
Gotcha.
The second day, my group got 24.
Okay.
I shot about the same. I think the first day I got like 7. Whenever all of us went, like 6 or 7. Shane shot the most the first day.
Which you
I
don't
think
shoot
Dash-
shotguns so much, do you? You're more of a
No.
rifle or type shot.
Yeah,
So
personally.
yeah.
But the second day I shot about the same. I think I shot like 6 or 7 again. But honestly, the most impressive part is watching those dogs.
Those dogs
Really?
are fun to watch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So was your guide's dogs good the second day?
No,
or?
they're pretty dumb too.
Oh, that's
No, I
funny.
don't mean that in a mean way or
yeah. I
anything,
got
but
you.
they just weren't as good as the first guy.
And that may be average. We don't know. I feel like we had really good dogs our first time, and it may have set our standards too high.
Yeah,
It's possible.
Yeah, it's definitely possible. You get something really good the first time, and then you're just like, "Oh, that's what's expected."
Yeah.
It's like
Because
nobody, not really.
Dad said that his guide's dog on the second hunt.
Oh, so y'all
were
all
really
3
good.
hunted like?
We all 3 hunted separate, yeah.
Oh, that's crazy.
But Dad said his guide's dogs are really good, but then he later found out that his guide was the owner of Southern Woods Plantation's son.
Oh, he better have good dogs.
Yeah.
Like,
But Dad said he was super cool too.
oh, really?
Which I mean, as far as I saw, everybody's guys, like even the second guy I had, he was super cool.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He'd
guy I
sit there
had
and cut the full with
chill.
you and all that.
yeah. Well, that's cool. But yeah, so that was pretty sweet. I was getting pictures and Snapchats and stuff. I told him, I was like, guys, we need to try and put a YouTube video up on this. But as it progressed, they were like, there's no time to record anything on this stuff. Like,
There's
You'd have
not,
to have a
dude,
designated cameraman.
yeah,
and there's no way especially our first time, we
For
could ask
sure.
somebody, hey, don't shoot, record.
yeah. Can you
Yeah.
record this
And-
instead of shooting? No, not the
And
first time.
we were busy
Not
whole
even the second time,
man.
probably.
Well, the second time, none of us were together.
No, I'm
It
saying
would've been
like,
even more difficult.
yeah, I'm saying like if y'all were to go do it again, I probably wouldn't even do it. Like, because some stuff, man, you just want to be able to enjoy. Like, granted, yes, it is fun to put content out and let everybody see what's going on and all that. Sometimes it's like, I would just like to enjoy what I'm doing. You know what I mean? Not that making the video isn't fun, but
Yeah. Now, what we could do, and we just didn't have them, is we could have put some GoPros on.
Yeah,
and done it
I
that
got
way,
3 of them
and
sitting right
that would
beside
have,
me.
yeah, that could have worked.
Yeah.
You wouldn't have had a whole lot of like, what is it, like commentary during the
Yeah.
hunt, like with the actual camera.
Yeah.
It would have been some kill shots and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But
Was there anybody else out there trying to record anything, or everybody
there
just
was
kind
one
of?
guy in my second group that had a GoPro. He turned it on for the first turnout for like 3 shots and then turned it off and put it back in his pocket.
Oh wow. I heard
Nobody
that.
that I've seen had a
Nobody.
camera.
Okay. Huh.
But it was a lot of older guys for the most part.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. There wasn't a whole lot of young guys there.
I heard that.
But now that place, you could go there and not have anything but the clothes on your back,
Yeah.
and they have everything there you need to be
You
able to
can
hunt.
rent a daggum shotgun, buy the shells. I mean,
So,
You could buy a shotgun there.
yeah, you can buy a
I
shotgun
bet that
there.
junk was expensive though.
They're apparently really nice shotguns. I saw a price tag on one shotgun, had no idea what kind it was. Just saw the price tag. I put it down, backed away very slowly.
One of those
That
price
mug
tags?
was $6,000.
Hey, I walked in that little store or
Oh
whatever,
no.
and I looked at the price of a shirt. And it was in one of those nice shirts, kind of like the Columbia ones or
It
whatever.
was the Drake
like-
one.
Yeah, it was like $50. I was like, "Ooh, that's."
Oh no,
kinda
that wasn't the Drake one. The Drake ones were 70.
I was like, "That's kind of steep." And then I went and I looked at this jacket. I think it was like briar proof, waterproof, $400.
I was about to
just
say
walked out.
that mug was probably expensive.
Their t-shirts weren't bad. Their t-shirts were like $30 a pop.
Now, do they
And their
have
hats
like?
were-
Are they actual like? What do you? It's called the Southern. What is it?
Southern Woods Plantation.
Southern Woods Plantation. Like, is it like
Yeah.
their shirt?
Yeah. It's
Yeah,
so
okay.
it's got I got 2 of them. It's got Southern Woods Plantation. I have like a dog and a quail on the back of it, and then it's got a pocket that says SWP on it.
Okay, sweet. That's pretty cool.
So, and I was gonna get a hat, but we're about to have our own hats.
Yeah.
And I don't want to waste money on a hat that I wasn't really gonna wear. So
Oh, speaking of, we haven't even talked about that either. We didn't talk about that
Yeah,
before
we
we
need to-
started either. or
we need to
nothing like
order those.
that. Yeah.
I'd
I
like
would-
to this week.
I'm about to say, I wouldn't mind trying to get an order either tomorrow or Friday in. Like,
Yeah.
so.
Yeah.
But yeah, sorry. Anyways. All right.
But yeah,
well,
so be looking for those pictures and all that stuff on our Instagram and Facebook. It was a blast, and that place was top notch for sure.
yeah.
We'll definitely be going back. There's no doubt about it. We're gonna go back.
As long as we get invited.
Well, Dad's even talked about. He's like, I don't really care if we get invited back. He goes, I mean, Dad enjoyed it a lot, and
Yeah.
Yeah, I did.
they treat you
So now I wonder
really
if
good over there.
I would think not, but it's possible that they treated you better versus the package that you got. Does that make sense?
Yeah, so food comes with your hunt anyways. But like you got to, like getting the birds cleaned is an extra cost. That cooler we got is an extra cost.
Okay.
Like there's a bunch of stuff that's extra cost.
yeah.
We had to pay for it. Obviously the hunt and then the lodge and then all the little extra knickknacks that you wouldn't think about that they would get you for while you're there, like the bird cleaning, the cooler and the blah blah yada yada yada. All that stuff was already taken care of.
Gotcha. So the lodging, the food, and the hunt come as like a base package,
Yeah.
and then everything
Correct.
else adds to it. The
Yes.
open
Yes.
bar, the coolers.
I don't know
the-
about the open
I don't
bar
know about-
because
yeah,
I don't think they have like just straight up bartenders that stay there. I think like the bar is a part of
like
like
the
there was
lodge.
no bartender
Experience.
at our lodge. Like you walk into the lodge and there's a bar and there's liquor bottles up on the
Oh,
liquor
it's just
cabinet.
like open bottle, like
Oh, yeah,
It's
you
like
just
it's like
make your
it's
own-
like
yeah.
a straight up bar. I mean they have the big coolers.
yeah. Oh, it's like
and
a
they were filled with-
self serve though. Like
Yes, I mean
Oh,
it's
wow.
got all the Cokes and it had orange juice, Sprite, Diet Coke, Dr. Peppers, it had beer, all that stuff. And if you go hungry or if you're thirsty. I mean, they have bottles of water, everything. Ice machines. If you go hungry or you're thirsty, it's literally your own fault. It's not their fault.
Oh wow, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. So
Well,
yeah, highly recommend. If you haven't been and you got money burning a hole in your pocket and you want to go on a quail hunt and get treated better than what majority of people get treated in their day-to-day life, definitely go there.
Southern
For sure.
Woods Plantation.
Yep.
I heard that. Southern Roots went to Southern Woods. Dang.
We did.
How about that? That was straight off the dome. Y'all like that, didn't you? It was actually not Southern Roots. Y'all didn't go as Southern Roots.
We did not.
But we are going to a open rifle hunt this weekend at a WMA that we go to a ton. We went this past weekend, and what was it? We got one squirrel. We shot a squirrel. We saw
Yep.
5 pigs, saw a doe,
Yep.
and I saw 2 wood ducks fly.
Yeah, I
So
saw too. Yep.
everything that we hunt, we either
Was there?
killed or saw. So that makes, I'm not gonna lie, personally, that makes it really hard for the Thanksgiving trip. It makes it hard
Oh,
for
I
me.
know.
It's so
It,
hard, man.
it was already hard because
You just, I mean, that place, you just
it's
know
my
it.
favorite
Like,
place. Well, it's my favorite place to hunt
Yeah.
because it is so pretty.
it's nice out there, man. It's so
I
clean.
mean,
It's clean.
the
Like, there's no trash out anywhere. Like, this other WMA that we've been going to a couple times, there's freaking bed frames, and I mean, it's just junky, man.
Couches, and
Yeah, it's just,
beer boxes.
it's
and
insane. I don't get it, but
well, the
man,
bottoms over there where I mean, it's just you can get in those big old bottoms and you can see 200 yards. I mean, how often can you take a 200-yard shot in the woods?
yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
you can get in some of these bottoms and see forever.
yeah. It's, it's, um, I haven't been to a ton of WMAs, but the ones that I have been to, by far my favorite
That
one
one- yeah.
is, and not to mention, just about anybody that we go with, or that, like, if us 3 go and say, hey, I'm going to such and such spot, they're like, okay, they know exactly where I'm going. They know exactly how to get there. They know 3 different ways to get there. But I mean, I guess that takes time with going to new WMAs and stuff like that.
Well,
But
I've been
it's
hunting.
just,
I've been hunting that WMA for. I am 27.
hey, boy, you old.
My first time going. Shut up. My first time going to that WMA was. I was probably 10 or 11.
Oh, wow.
So you're talking about 16, 17 years. I've gone to that WMA at least one time a year, and in the past 6, 7 years, it's been a lot more than just one time a year.
I'm about to say, I've been out there
Dude,
3, 4 times a year
I
since
mean,
I started going.
for the past few years, we spent dang near a week straight out there.
Yeah.
Yes, it is true. So I've already got a couple people messaging me about going out there. He said he's got a couple spots that he wants to try, but he's not sure. He's kind of gonna be going in blind because they cleared a bunch of the areas that he had already kind of marked out. They did do a lot of clearing, but I have been told by a forestry guy who owns not forestry guy. What is it called? A forester? They cruise
I'm not
timber.
sure.
So his thing is like he walks through trees and says, yeah, these are good to harvest type thing. So, but he does that for a living, but then owns a hunting club. And he says that when they clear land like that, he said a lot of people are like so upset because the deer are going to be just gone. He said 2 things happen. One, deer are super curious animals. So stuff like that happens and they want to come out and
Explore.
Right. all this is
Yeah.
new. They look at that as new land that they haven't seen before. And
Yeah.
two, when all that stuff lays down and don't get cleaned up real well, it gives them great cover and bedding areas. So,
Yeah. I could see if you don't own a lot of property and somebody comes through and clears it.
yeah,
But over there, we're talking about them
There's
clearing that is not running those deer off that property.
no. And there's like
So,
10,000 acres or something like that, 15,000 acres or something like that out there. It's a bunch.
15.
It's a bunch.
But I mean, we found spot this past weekend that I'm sure we have been around or by.
Yeah.
We obviously haven't walked it, especially not since we've been using Onyx.
Yeah.
No. Oh my
Um,
God.
And that was some of the most promising sign I have ever seen in there.
Yeah,
I mean,
it was nice.
That's where we saw, I mean, in that general area where we saw the 5 pigs, we saw the doe, we shot the squirrel, and seen the wood ducks.
I'm gonna say, and we saw the ducks in there too. I mean, like all in that one section. So, I mean, it like we saw pig signs so fresh, it literally looked like in one of the like wallers that they were in.
Did. It was crazy.
It literally looked like the pig was laying sideways in it and then just got up and walked off right before we got there. Like you could still see the
snout, the ear,
yeah, all of it.
Everything.
It's wild.
It was nuts.
Like I've never seen it so clear. Like it looked, I mean, it looked just like a pig. It was insane. So we saw, I mean, there was pig sign. There was a ton of pig sign in there. Ton of it.
So leaves are dropping now, right?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
And there were places where they were rooting up that there wasn't a single leaf.
Yeah.
It happened that morning.
In a 20-yard span.
Yeah. I mean, they were just all over. Like, not just one pig right here. Like, there is a cluster of them. So.
Now, those pigs that we saw, whenever they saw us, I think it's so funny. I didn't think about it until afterwards. When we saw it, that big pig turned and looked, and it had the holy crap, these guys are a week early look on his face.
Yeah, it was like, oh shoot, run!
Like what are it caught him off guard. He sat and looked, and he's like, oh crap, we probably need to run, and took off.
Yeah, that jugger was walking across the road and looked over, and then got out of there, boy.
Yep.
Oh,
it wasn't. I mean, the smallest pig in that group was probably about 100 pounds.
Yeah, I think there was one like babyish looking pig, but other than that, they were all pretty.
The first one we saw that was standing in the middle of the road, that was a hoss.
Yeah,
yeah.
The first one and like the one at the end were I think the two biggest of the group. There was like 3 in the middle. There was one in that 3 in the middle that I thought was kind of small, but I've never shot a pig. I've never seen a whole lot of wild pigs, so I don't know what is considered a small pig or a big pig. I know when they're all standing next to each other, like, hey, this one is way larger than the other one.
This one's bigger than the other one.
Yeah, but like if I was just to see one, I'd never know it.
Pigs are tricky. What anything is, but I feel like especially pigs because most of the time they're black. But like when you're up in a tree, you'll see a pig. You're like, oh, that's not that big, and you'll shoot it, and then you walk up to it, be a 150-pound pig.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
and you're like,
it's so low to the ground.
Yeah,
they're not very tall.
Yeah,
you don't really know.
Gotcha.
So that's how I know that one pig was, because when we come around the corner, I was like, that's a big pig. That pig was big enough that when we were walking, so I don't know if any of y'all seen our TikTok, we ended up a 0.95 miles away from the buggy.
Yeah,
walking through these bottoms.
Yeah,
that was
and so
anybody who knows
to the point.
Anybody who walks in the woods knows that you don't get there on a straight line, or you don't get back on a straight line. So we walked well over a mile there and well over a mile back. So you can continue. Sorry.
But like that pig was so big and we got so far away from the buggy that we had to make a conscious decision that if we did see those pigs again and we were going to get a shot on them, we had to shoot the smallest one.
Yeah. We definitely.
There was no chance we were jagging a 300-pound pig a mile through like 3 or 4 bottoms, a couple of hills,
a couple of ditches too. There was a couple of them banks were like 6, 7, 8 foot bank.
Oh,
I mean, like That would have
Yeah.
been, buddy, we would have been dead by the time we got back to that buggy.
And I was
Dead.
already like, I mean, like by the end of that day, I was toast, man. I mean, in fact, after leaving your house, to go to mom and dad's to pick up the kids,
Yeah.
my car was telling me I need to pull over and take a break. I was riding rumble strip to rumble strip, buddy.
Oh my goodness.
If a cop would have seen me, they'd be like, "Oh, he's for sure drunk." I'm like, no, but I ain't drinking like 5-6 weeks.
Yeah.
So I definitely ain't drunk.
Yeah.
And so we got to mom and dad's. Mom was like, "We can go ahead and finish this board game another time. You can go ahead and go." I was like, "No. I gotta sit here and chill for a minute.
Yeah,
If
we'll
I get
just
back in
hang
that
out."
car right now, it's not gonna be good."
Yeah. Yeah, that's bad, dude. I ain't never had a car new enough to tell me that, but if I did, I'm sure it would tell me that often because I'm like,
The bad thing is, it didn't take it long to tell me that.
oh really?
I was just getting out of Brooklet from your
Oh
house.
yeah, that's not that far.
No,
I mean, that's
the
like
halfway
20
point,
minutes. Yeah,
maybe.
it's like 20 minutes up the road. This
And
man,
that thing's like, "You need to take a break." I was like, "I'm making it."
yeah,
Eyes wide open.
I got this.
And then I hear, "Da-da-da-da-da-da-da."
I saw that reminds me. I saw a
Oh.
TikTok where it said, "Man, I'm burnt out," and then under it said, "Buddy, you don't understand burnt out till you blink and wake up in the next lane over." Like that, yeah,
In there.
yeah.
Yep.
So I was like, "Holy cow!" So we got some good sign this past weekend. Hopefully, it will pay off. I think that's what got
I
us so
hope so.
bad the last time out there is we put in probably 3 weeks prior to our Thanksgiving hunt of scouting, finding sign, finding scrapes and rubs and just everything you want to see when you go into the woods. We would see it, and then we'd go hunt that area, and no one saw anything all week long. It's like, what is going on? Like, clearly
Now,
we
I
can't be
will-
that bad at this, right? Like, there's no way.
No, I will say that the good thing about when we got there for the Thanksgiving hunt, you can talk to other people,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
And we weren't the only ones. There wasn't a whole lot of killing going on out
No.
there last year.
no, there wasn't.
There were people. Don't get me wrong. There were people, but it wasn't for the amount of people that were out there. It wasn't a whole lot.
No.
What
Yeah.
I will say is, during that Thanksgiving hunt out there, if you're going to kill something, and it be because you're scouting and all that stuff, it's got to be early.
Yes.
If it's not early, there becomes to be too much traffic, too much driving around, especially once you get to that Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's just so many people in the woods. Those deer are bedding down. Because, I mean, you've seen it. We go and ride around to the bathhouse
Oh yeah.
or to the
There's.
sign-in booth or whatever. We come back. I mean, you can't go a quarter mile without seeing a deer.
Yeah. It's bad. I
You
mean,
know?
I get the pressure's
So
up.
I just think they get so much pressure during that week that if you don't do it early, at that point it literally becomes more about luck, being in the right place at the right time. Somebody walked in late and jumped them up, and they come past your stand or something like that.
Yeah.
Yep.
But then you always hear like you said, obviously there's people out there, so you get to talk to people about stuff. You always hear, "Oh man, this is my 5th doe of the week," or I seen 6 doe, or I seen 2 bucks and a doe this morning, and I just decided not to shoot. Y'all are full of crap.
I'm going to
Right.
let you know, if somebody on public land tells me they're not tagged out and they saw 6 doe and they did not pull the trigger, I don't know that I believe them.
No, there's no way, right? Like, listen, public land, my thing is, on public land, as long as it ain't got spots on it, I'm shooting it.
Yeah.
Like, I mean,
I can see that.
there's no,
I can see that.
There's no, I mean,
I have a hard time. I have a hard time with little bucks.
yeah, that's what I was about to say.
I'm not gonna say I wouldn't, but I'm not gonna say I would.
Right.
Yeah.
But what I don't like is the people that go out there and they'll have a doe and a spike or a 4-point, and they shoot the mother freaking 4-point instead of the doe. But I'm just a meat hunter. Well, if you
No,
were
you're
a meat
not.
hunter, you would have
Yeah.
shot the doe.
Yeah. Yeah. See, that's my
So
thing. Like,
those are people that really aggravate me.
yeah. Which speaking of meat hunting too, we've got possibly an opportunity to get on some pigs. A friend of ours has a guy that owns some property across the street from him and his family. And he has a pig problem. So hopefully, I actually talked to him a little bit about it tonight. Hopefully, I can find some time to get over there, and me and him can go talk to the landowner, since he knows the landowner.
If we all need to go, I don't know
That's true too. I'll find
how
out.
people.
Yeah,
If we all need to go, we can set aside a Sunday or whatever to
Oh yeah, it
go
don't
and
matter.
talk to
Yeah.
him. And I don't care if it's a Saturday, a
I'll
Friday
be there.
afternoon.
I'm trying to shoot some
Yeah,
pigs.
yeah,
because I mean, Grant, we just found out about this Saturday while we was watching the Georgia game.
yeah.
So we, and then I got sick. Seth got sick. This week's been a cluster.
Yeah.
We hadn't done a whole lot of talking about anything. But yeah, like if he thinks that it'd be better for all of us so he can meet us all and know who's going to be on his property and all that stuff,
Right.
you just tell me when I need to be there and we'll be there.
Yeah, for sure.
For sure.
I will. I'll get all
Because
that
I'm
kind of.
itching to shoot a pig. I'll be honest with you. Because I have an opportunity to shoot deer out at our property,
Right.
you know? So like when we go out to
I'm the
this
same
weekend,
way. I want a pig so
I'm gonna
bad.
go ahead and let you know if a pig and a doe walks out in front of me, I'm shooting the pig.
100%.
I can go shoot a doe next weekend. I feel very confident I could go and shoot a doe this weekend at the property if I wanted to.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I don't know which I would choose. I think maybe a pig just because of the simple fact I've never killed a pig.
Yeah.
And it would be, it'd be nice to say, hey, yeah, I killed a pig. So also this weekend, me and Shane are going to sit together. We're going to share one climber. We're going to climb one tree. No, I'm just kidding. we're going to climb.
There ain't a climber out there.
They're not getting on
There
that
is
thing
not
together.
a climber out there that could hold both of us.
I know. So, but we're going to sit in relatively close trees. We kind of already got that figured out and all, but it may have to change a little bit, but we'll have to kind of see. But we're gonna
either rock, paper, scissors it or coin flip it.
Yeah, probably coin flip because apparently I suck at rock, paper, scissors. So I think my chances are better.
I think I just get in your head too much about it.
I think I get in my own head about it too much. I think is what the problem is. Like I try and think hard of what.
No, I am gonna put it on the record. I told Andy that I have no problem just filming him. He's like, we could just coin flip it.
Well,
He's trying to be a nice guy.
So the other week when opening rifle weekend, I mean, I was the one who got to try and shoot. So I mean, it's only fair that we.
It don't bother me. I enjoy. It's not about, and I know it's not for y'all neither, but to me, it's not about the kill. I enjoy watching other people be able to squeeze the trigger and all that stuff. So I know I'll get my opportunity. So I don't care if every time we go, I filmed. It didn't matter to me. But if you're gonna give me the opportunity with a coin flip or rock, paper, scissors, then by all means we'll do it.
Oh yeah, we're gonna do it. I mean,
don't get me wrong. I enjoy pulling the trigger too, but it's just that's not what it's about, man. I get just as much excitement just seeing. There's just something about, especially when you put in the work. I mean, like we got people that are like, "Oh man, I've killed this and blah blah yada yada yada." I'm like, okay. That's cool. We never claimed to kill the most of anything.
No.
What I do know is you haven't put in they don't put in some of the work that we put in.
Yeah.
So whenever you go and you put in that kind of work and you can climb up in a tree, you've done all the research, you've done all this, and you can sit there and watch wildlife that has no idea you're there, and you're
Yeah.
in their home.
Yeah.
There's just something about that.
Yeah. Yeah. That's why one reason, like, obviously hunting public land has its cons, right? Like there's always
Sure.
always something going on public land, right? But
Yeah.
that is one thing I do like about hunting public land is it's not
The
just like,
satisfaction.
yeah, because granted, I haven't killed nothing out there. I mean, I've killed some wood ducks out there, but I haven't killed. Actually, no, I have not killed a wood duck out there. We haven't. Anyways,
You haven't?
I don't. Oh no, I did. We just couldn't find it.
Yeah, yeah. I thought
But-
you could have go. Well, whatever.
Anyways, so who knows? But other than ducks, there's not like there's nothing you can really do. Like I mean, you can't with ducks either, but you can't bait on public land. You can't. I mean, there's nothing you can do for like we're hunting private land. I'm gonna go put 50 pounds of corn out every 3 days because I can. You know what I mean? And I'm not
Yeah.
saying there's nothing
You're
wrong
going
with
to take
that.
whatever advantage you can.
Yeah, absolutely.
100%. You're going to
Absolutely.
take whatever advantage you can.
Yeah.
We're not bagging on that.
No,
I mean,
no.
Good God, we do the same
I'm
thing.
about to say, yeah, I've put corn
There's
out at
just-
my dad's house. Like it's just
Yeah.
you just can't
There's
do it
just,
out
to
there.
me, there's a different satisfaction. Yeah.
Yeah.
I get more satisfaction killing a deer on public land than I do killing a deer on private land.
Yeah. Yeah.
For
Oh,
sure.
yeah.
It's more difficult. It
Yeah.
is what it is. I mean,
If you can go out there and
people probably aren't
constantly-
going to like that. Yeah, people probably aren't going to like that, but it is what it is. This comes from somebody that hunts both.
I'm gonna say that's the truth though. Like it's
Yeah, to me,
It's
it's
not
more
as
difficult to kill
hard.
deer on a hunting club or your private farm or your private land, whatever. It's can just be easier,
right.
which
No,
is fine. I
and
mean, if you
again-
have that, then kudos to you.
Yeah. Again, we're not saying that there's anything wrong with that. We all three do it.
No,
we
we-
all three
Yeah,
bait deer. We put corn out for them to come eat. Right where we
Seth's
want
buck
to
was
shoot them.
killed in the corn.
Yeah,
pile.
I mean, he shot that
It
buck
fell
and
in the
literally
corn pile.
fell in corn. Like, I mean, so we're not saying that there's
I have a
anything wrong
picture
with
of
that.
a doe from 2 years ago that fell in corn.
Yeah, I mean, it's
do
just
it. I'll do it every year. I'm gonna continue to do it. But as far as like what I prefer to do, I would prefer to go out on public land, grind it out, and shoot a deer on public land.
And if you can smack them on public land, buddy, you
And there's some guys out there that can.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
we're by no means. I personally know guys that are much better hunters than us that
Yeah.
smack
Oh, yeah.
them on public land.
yeah, that can straight get after it. So
Like even at the WMA that we're going to, I personally know people that do much better than us out there.
yeah,
Yeah.
So, which Seth, you're gonna go sit in the morning? It's supposed to be cold here in the morning. Cold, like I think it's gonna be
I'm
our
sitting in
first
the morning.
freeze.
Yeah, I have a freeze warning on my computer. Well, I did. It's not there no more.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
got a freeze warning. But yeah, I'll be hunting in the morning for sure.
Good
So,
deal.
Hopefully I can get some video of some deer. We'll see if I
Sweet.
squeeze the trigger or not.
Leave that 9-point for me.
Y'all got another 9-point out there?
Buddy. I'll have to send you the picture of it.
I did say I might let that one walk anyways.
I don't know if you'd be able to.
because I just
That
shot
was
that
that was a
9
good
point.
buck.
So y'all have
So-
2 9-points out there? Well, I mean, now obviously you don't have one.
We
but-
had 2 for sure shooters, a third one that was probably a shooter. This one is a for sure shooter, and he has been in the daylight the past 2 days.
Oh, heck yeah. That's what I'm talking about. This cold weather, getting close to the time change. I was told that I think
Rut.
that rut's
Rut.
about to be in, or like they're already in early rut or something like that.
So the bucks already. So they are
I
always a
don't
lot
think the
earlier.
does are ready yet. Yeah,
The does are not hot yet,
Gotcha.
but the bucks are getting.
they're getting
Kinda
antsy, but
antsy.
it's not
They're-
long, and the does will be
Yeah, give it another week or two, and
If it takes
it's
that
gonna
long.
be it's gonna be.
I'm hoping this weekend
Come-
they're ready to go.
They'll be
The
chasing.
the Bucks are ready. It's the does that aren't ready yet.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
We got a picture of a buck on our camera. You can tell his neck's already
All swelled up.
getting swole. Yeah. I
Good
think that's
deal.
one reason why that 9 point. I mean, I'll send you a picture. Buddy that's
Thick.
a good deer.
He thick.
He's tall.
He thick, boy.
He's thick.
What
Yeah.
happened? What have y'all
So-
seen that one with the one y'all sent me with the velvet coming off? Have y'all seen that one again?
I have to look through the pictures
Yeah.
Gotcha.
because he was an 8 point, I think.
Yeah, but that's a big.
There was an
that's
8 point that was on camera yesterday. That was a decent one, but we said needed at least another year.
Gotcha.
Yeah, because that 8 point you're talking about with the velvet, that one
Yeah.
I think needed another year, and it might
Yeah.
be that one.
Okay. Good deal. Good deal. Oh crap!
No,
It's
but I done told you that 9 point walks out in front of me, buddy.
he's getting to business.
Oh yeah, for sure. If he don't get it from Seth, and I'm not gonna lie, I
Yeah.
might be kind of low key mad at him if he doesn't pull the trigger on him.
Oh, if he
Seth's out in
don't?
front of him.
If he don't,
If he doesn't, yeah, that's a good buck, man. That's what I'm saying. Like, don't get me wrong. Do I want to kill that buck, put him on all 100%? But guess what? It's just as cool to me to see Seth go and kill
Yeah.
that buck and put it on his wall.
Yeah, I
Like,
heard
my
that.
opportunity is going to come. It's going to happen.
Yeah, I heard
So-
that. Fellas, we probably
we
need to get
these
in.
pick'em.
Yeah, we need to get in these
Yeah.
pick'ems. We're almost an hour in. Holy cow! This one went by pretty easy. It's always easy when we got stuff going on, man. It's so easy to sit here and talk for an hour.
You
so
get lost.
easy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get lost in the
So
sauce.
Last week I went 1, 2, 3. So I went 7-3 last week.
We all went 7.
That means we all
have the
went
same-
7-3.
Yeah.
So this week is either going to be a really good week for us or a really bad one. Because there is a bunch of good games and a bunch of potential upsets.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, let's
Yeah.
go ahead and jump right into it. Texas A&M at Ole Miss. This one wasn't as difficult for me as I feel like it was for some people.
I went with Ole Miss.
I did too.
Ole Miss has got a really good offense, I feel like, and it's a home game, man. They should not lose to Texas A&M at home. They just
I
should.
agree. I got Ole Miss.
We got Notre Dame and Clemson.
At Clemson. Now, is Clemson going to be under 500? I think so.
Yeah.
I
Yes,
think.
do
I think so. Especially if this is the last game of the year, because I think they lose.
Last game of the year.
I'm saying if this is the last game of the year, they definitely wind up under 500.
No, they're going to be under 500 after this week, I feel like, for sure.
Yes, I do too. Notre Dame is who I got there.
And that's nuts.
Yeah.
I got Notre Dame.
Dude, I can't tell you the last time I remember Clemson being under 500. I can't tell you
It's
the
been a
last time I remember Clemson not
It's
being
been a
like
decade
a
since
playoff contender.
Well, you
They've
remember,
had-
so you remember how I said there's always a top 10 team every year that totally falls off and face
Yeah.
plants and gets knocked out of the top 25?
This is them.
I think there's been a couple of them, but Clemson's definitely been one of them.
I think Clemson's the what is it?
the biggest surprise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got Kansas State and Texas Longhorns.
This one was a little tough. But I went Texas,
I got Texas also.
them being at home.
Yeah,
The
I want
only
to
reason it
say
was tough for me is because the starting quarterback, I don't think he's going to be back yet.
But that other quarterback did not play bad.
No, he didn't.
they also got what's his face?
I got Texas. Yeah, but he's young, you know.
Yeah.
He's probably just not quite ready. I think he's going to be elite.
Oh, Arch Manning?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think he's going
Yeah.
to be insane.
Yeah.
You got Oklahoma and Oklahoma State.
This one was a
At
tough one
Oklahoma
for
State.
me.
What did you say, Seth?
This one was
At
a
Oklahoma State.
yeah.
You have Oklahoma State?
So who was it?
No, that's where it's
Oh,
playing
at Oklahoma.
State.
Okay. Sorry.
Who
I
did
got
Oklahoma?
Oklahoma.
Who did Oklahoma play last week? They lost. I
Kansas.
can't remember.
Kansas.
Was it Kansas?
Yeah.
A part of me wonders that's because they were looking ahead to this game.
Yeah.
So is this
I got Oklahoma.
this is a conference game? They in the same
Yeah, it's a
conference?
rivalry
This is
game.
this is the last time that it is this is a big time rivalry, and it's the last time it's going to be played in conference.
Yeah, because they're coming to the SEC.
Yeah.
So, but I got Oklahoma.
I also went Oklahoma. I would not be surprised if that's wrong. Would not surprise me at
I
all.
can see it going either way.
I can see it going either way too.
James Madison Dukes and Georgia State Panthers. I got James Madison. So, by the way, I was told by some people that the Georgia State and Georgia Southern game was not a pick, but we kind of gave a hot take. I chose Southern to win, and
I said if I was going to choose, I would choose Southern, but I think Georgia State would win.
that is true.
So,
And I stuck to my guns. I told y'all who I thought was going to win and who I would pick. Was I wrong? 100%. Am I upset about it? Not really.
Yeah,
no, I
By the
think
because
way-
skin off my back.
yeah,
By
Southern
the way, when
Southern.
they stormed that field, how
That
about all
was-
the chicks that were falling
I
trying
told
to get off that wall?
I told Seth
That was the
about that
most
on the
southern
way.
thing I've ever
Yeah,
seen.
I told Seth about that when
way to
we
the
were on the
WMA.
when we were on the way to the WMA, man. Oh, that was funny.
That was hilarious.
Those
yeah.
chicks was busting their tail. So, sorry. So I got James Madison.
I got James Madison as well.
So do I.
All right, so we're still the same all the way through. All right.
You got Kansas and Iowa State. This one was difficult for me.
It was for me too. Iowa
I-
State's tough to play in.
I picked Iowa State.
I almost did. I'm going to tell you why. It'll make sense why I didn't pick Iowa State in a second. May not, but I'll tell you my reasoning. I went Kansas on this game.
I also went Kansas. Okay, so what's your reasoning?
So the reason I went Kansas is because this next game, Washington and USC. Washington, there's going to be an upset. Washington playing at USC.
You said they
going
lose?
USC. I'm going USC.
Oh, wow.
And I could not bring myself to pick Iowa State and USC.
Wow, that's bold. I would see the other one before I see
it's bold.
USC.
I'm not going to say I get it, but I'm just saying like Washington's good. Don't get me wrong, but I could just see them dropping a game.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I don't know that they're going to go undefeated, and I don't know how many more opportunities they have to lose. And granted, USC's defense is terrible, and Washington's offense is good. Their defense is pretty good. But you would think eventually, right, USC would put on a performance at some point in time.
Yeah.
And I may look like a total idiot come Saturday, but I may look like a mother freaking genius too if USC pulls it off.
Hero zero moment.
reason
Yeah.
I picked Iowa State is because Kansas just beat Oklahoma, for one.
Yeah, coming off that high.
And they're playing at Iowa State.
And that's a hard place to play.
They're only Kansas is only a 2.5 point favorite.
Dude, I had Iowa State picked. I changed it when I went with USC.
That's tough.
I just don't have the guts to pick both of them. I just don't. I don't have the guts to pick both
I
of them.
understand.
I got you. Well, so the next one is Washington and USC. I went Washington.
Who'd you pick on that last one, Andy?
Oh, Kansas.
He went
pick
Kansas.
Kansas?
Yeah.
Okay. I got Washington. Shane apparently has USC.
I have USC. And I'm not like way excited about that pick. It wouldn't surprise me. And I didn't want that to be the pick that I'm like, man, I almost picked him.
Yeah.
You know? I was like, I'm just gonna go ahead and send it.
This next one was harder for me than any of the other ones.
Seth, and Dad got into this game a little bit the other day, and I held off on saying anything until we get on the podcast.
So the reason is because one, this is always in recent years, it's been a very good game.
Yeah.
The only thing that I went with Alabama. The only reason, two reasons. One, it's in Alabama, which is, I mean, we all know how it
Yeah.
is to a home field advantage.
Yep.
And then two, I don't think like Bama's offense isn't that great, right? But LSU's defense is so bad. So bad. So that
What's
is
LSU's biggest weakness on defense?
huh?
Their secondary.
Oh yeah.
And Bama's quarterback, his best thing that he has is running the ball and throwing it deep.
Yep.
All he can do.
Yeah.
I got Bama.
I got Bama. The reason I picked Bama is because I trust Nick Saban.
Yeah. That's a big thing too.
And that's the biggest thing. I trust Nick Saban. And plus, I really don't want to have to put LSU's ringtone as LSU's song as my ringtone
Oh yeah, you got a little bet going on with a coworker.
with a coworker. Yep.
Good deal. That's always fun. Hopefully they don't win. And we
Alright. Miami and NC State.
I went Miami.
Yeah, I went Miami.
I also went Miami.
And then last but not least, we got UCLA and Arizona.
This one was difficult.
It was a little difficult, but I just think UCLA is kind of an underrated team. I went UCLA.
Yeah, I did too.
Yeah, me too. Oh, we're all the
So
same
we don't differ
except
on
for
much. No.
the
I'm
Washington.
different on.
You got
Yeah.
USC.
I'm different on the Washington, USC, and Seth's different on the Kansas and Iowa.
God, I hope I get at least one of those right. Holy.
I hope Shane gets both those wrong.
No, I hope he gets one of them right. I hope he gets the.
Andy, as long as
right.
Andy's with the majority on both of them, so he's kind of in the clear either way.
Yeah. Oh, buddy. All right.
We'll see. This could be a make or break. Well, I guess it really can't listen on everything about games. Even if I drop both of those games, I should still be in the lead.
Oh God, my junk just.
So we have not updated the score on the hat giveaway yet.
No,
we'll update that and give y'all an update next week. I forgot to do that.
Yeah. My stuff
we'll
is
be ordering those this week.
My stuff's trying to wig out on me.
Oh, we're almost done.
Yeah.
But we'll order those hats this week.
Yeah.
We got to get with a couple people that wanted hats. And then we got to put that order in. And then once we get them in, we'll post them so y'all can see them. And if after y'all see them, y'all want some, just let us know.
Yeah.
We'll kind of go from there.
Yep. So remember, guys, make sure you like, share, and subscribe on YouTube and anywhere you listen to our podcast, which I think is only Apple Podcasts and Spotify.
Also on Amazon and Google, but
oh yeah, but I think our stuff is like literal zeros on there. I don't know anybody who actually uses that stuff for.
I've never had anyone tell me they use that.
Well, at this point, it just posts there automatically whenever I post it. So
yeah. So if you want to listen to it on Google,
I don't even check the analytics on that.
Yeah. So we got YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, and that's it. Make sure you're liking anything you see with the TSR or Southern Roots. Anything you see with it on there, make sure you're giving us a like or a share or a comment. Or what would be better than one of each of those is all three. Let's do all three of them. Make sure that we are.
I agree.
Pushing the stuff to the algorithm to get it out to see more people. So, but with that being said, guys, this is the Southern Roots Podcast. I'm Andy.
I'm Shane. Remember, always keep those Southern roots.